Why did you choose not to raise any funds?
Yeah. So, when we were working at the insurance company, like way back when, and one of the things that I always wanted, and, we've had different businesses throughout the years, but it's independence. We wanted independence. We wanted freedom to really make decisions about our customers. The insurance company I was working for was a privately held company, but then they went public while I was working there, and I saw the transition of a company and what the effects are of the employees going from a private to public. I mean, people were being let go, for example, not because of how well they were working, but just because it made the budgets look better for public, stocks and things like that. So I was looking at that transition. I was like, okay, we need something where we have control over our own destiny. And so that was our goal. It wasn't to make a bunch of money. It was just, we wanted independence. And then now the company grew. And the decision changes a little bit in the sense that our competitors are getting 60, $70 million investors. and we're like, okay, we're competing advertising dollars with what is pure revenue driven model, with these companies that have investment and have other goals. So there is a decision making process that has to be made at a certain point for us to go, if we want to compete with them, do we get investors? Luckily, the structure of our marketing strategy has kept us being able to not have to go get investors. And I think we're going to be successful at that. I think we can keep that going because we have so much growth every year and so many customers stay with us. Like, our retention is pretty high. So we can take that money, reinvest it into marketing, and we don't need to get investors. If somebody did come along and wanted to invest, we'd be a really good investment because we make so much money and we're self-sustaining. At the same time, that would take away our freedom. And so I still want to be free, and I'd rather do that than to get somebody to come in and just have different agendas, right? So that was the decision making. It's not for everybody. We struggled through a lot of years of remortgaging our own houses and, like getting loans and thinking we weren't going to make it or be able to pay our bills. It's not a fun road, but ultimately, it paid off in this case. We were lucky and fortunate to get there. So.
Do you think that was the biggest challenge that you faced?
Absolutely. I think, it's funny, when you start a business, like I see so many of my co-business, owners and so on go through a different route where they go and get an investor and they, that process for them, it seemed like it was easier. Like they built a business to a certain level. They got an investor. They pretty much cashed out. They're still working for the company, but now they got their money. And I'm like, maybe I should have taken that route because like that seems like they have an easier life. But at the same time, knowing your goal before you start, and the goal doesn't have to be like, I want to make this many $1 million. The goal can be, I want this type of lifestyle, and it's this type of life, this type of decision making. That was our goal. It was freedom. But at the same time, every time we hit an obstacle, and the biggest challenge was exactly what you're saying, is this concept of, okay, I have to fund this myself, remortgage my house, stress about my house. Every time that happened, I would look at the alternative and I'd say, I still would rather be free and do this. And so that's what kept us going, and I'm lucky because my wife, she's an owner in the company. So we made those decisions together. And so it wasn't just me, putting our house at risk and not having support from a partner who is also going through the same thing. But it was a challenge. There's no doubt. If for young people starting a business, you have to know what your end goal is. If your end goal is to get funding, then that's fine. But if your end goal is freedom, and like in our case, then I think you'd be prepared to go through those struggles. And we were lucky that we had a house to even remortgage. Some people don't, but I mean, we remortgaged it like 3-4 times. So, I mean, it's not like it was a one-time thing. It's like we would pay it off and then like have to put money back, pay it off. And at certain points we would think we would be losing our house. I mean, that's how serious it can get. Right. So you have to think about that, but it was worth it so far.
Wow. I'm impressed. Yeah, explained great. Thank you so much.